Hi folks, next game in Shek's 2019B Twilight Struggle League game. I'm playing TSDay, who is incredible, but somehow, bizarrely, we've played 3 games in the past and I have a winning record. I do not know how that happened, but it can't be fabrication. He's USSR, so I will just try and weather the storm. Looks like the best headline this round is containment, because I'm definitely going to get my money's worth from these cards. Obviously, I'll try and hold D-style. So yeah, I've got socialist governments, so I can afford to open 433. So let's do that. This is one of those occasions it seems reasonable. So we'll open 433 and headline containment. Ugh. Okay, let's plug the rest in. I've got US, Japan, socialist governments, de Gaulle, D-style, NASA, UN intervention. And my other card is Eastern European unrest. Alright. So I don't have a lot of clean ops. I obviously want to event de Gaulle and claim France. I can repair and add one with socialist governments. I could space NASA, which might be worthwhile, because triggering it always sucks. US Japan's clean ops, but obviously doesn't get the containment bonus. But I'm looking to get a bonus of about 5 ops. It's just that I'm constrained with the de Gaulle ops. So I'm guessing he knows that I'm holding socialist governments because I've set up this way. So we'll see what comes. He wants to know if I have any scoring cards, and I do not. So that's information for him. But it also telegraphs the fact that he may not be scoring card heavy. So this is going to probably be a building game. I'm guessing he'll try and take the coup on Italy first. Best time to strike. Especially with Iran overprotected. The Italy strike is more attractive. And I'll play from the back foot, because I'm up against an empirically better player. Here comes the coup. It's not good enough. So that is a good start for me. So we will pop 1 in Italy and advance into Thailand. I never really get off on Thailand quickly enough, so I'm trying to make that an improvement. Yep, spreading it around. So we are going to trigger de Gaulle because of socialist governments being playable later. That's fairly bland, because obviously he's threatening to envelop Iran. But I can play into Pakistan and encourage a coup there. Okay, so he's not threatened the realignment risk immediately. What we'll do is we'll threaten to realign him out of Iraq. So I'm expecting him to take a coup on Iran here for fear of being booted out of Iraq. If he does that, I can push into Pakistan and Thailand. Although I'm not beautifully set up for Indo-Pakistani war. Depending on how the Middle East goes, I'm probably looking to space NASA. Obviously, this square's the biggest leverage in the entire space race. So, given my lack of spaceables, the issue with threatening the realignment on Iraq is that I really only have US, Japan to use it on. So let's see where he goes with this. So he threatens domination. Options. I can play 2 into Pakistan, which does threaten the coup. The question is, does he have Asia scoring? That's the major question. I feel I would have seen him play into Afghanistan stronger sooner. Let's go with my original instincts and try and clear him out of the Middle East. I've got lots of roles to do it. And it's a good thing I do. That was a little bit rubbish. Got there on the 4th, but it took a damn long while. So if he drops Asia scoring here, well done. But it's going to cost him 3 ops to play back in. He's got CS and CIA. So he does have Indo-Pakistani war as well. Good work dropping CIA. So as I get 2 ops, I am going to pop into Pakistan and make him decide if he wants to take the coup. Okay, so change of plan. I am going to event NASA and then take the coup on it. because then he either has to use the China card or take the 1 in 3. That fails. That's a bummer. So he either has to use the China card here or hope to flip Pakistan 1 in 3 times. He coups instead. He does alright. So we'll event socialist governments first and then repair the damage. He's holding 5-year plan. Obviously that's savvy because he's not so hot in a number of regions. We will repair in the Middle East. So that's containment been and gone. I get Europe and Asia scoring. Need to watch out for Suez though. Captured Nazi seems like a fairly natural headline. Suez is the only terrible headline for Europe, really. Dropping Asia is not unreasonable. Asia's unlikely to get better. And that frees up captured Nazi for an action round. Basically, the worst headline here is Purge. I like Asia here, especially with Vietnam revolts and decol and the China card. And I can repay Europe, try and score it for domination. So let's get Asia out of the way. So Vietnam revolts does come in, dropping Asia at the right time. Because now he has to decide if he takes the coup or takes Thailand. And if he doesn't take Thailand, I can coup on Egypt. And if he does coup on Egypt, I can take Thailand. So that puts him in a tougher spot. He does take the coup. He fails on it, which is a bonus for me. Independent Reds is gone. So I will use Warsaw Pact to take Thailand and make him give up the China card if he wants it. He may decide to play for Pakistan with the China card instead. So the one thing playing to my disadvantage at the moment is CIA is gone. I'm lucky to have been dealt D-style. Although it may get blockaded from my hand this turn. I want to event captured Nazi, Space Korean War. So I really only have 3 clean ops for the rest of the turn. Which, considering it's AR1 going into AR2, is a bit light. But obviously if I can score Europe for domination, that gives me breathing space. even if I give up Middle East domination. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to give up Middle East domination. Can't be helped. And NATO's in play, which is a bonus. Played Warsaw at just the right time. The question is, do I get space off first? Because he's kind of implied he's not interested in Europe. Getting the space off first is better, I think. Card timing is something I still grapple with, so tell me what you think. If he drops Middle East Dom here, I drop Europe. Only Suez does me massive damage in Europe. And I'm hoping I'm not telegraphing that I have Europe, because I've not really done a lot. I've given him Warsaw Pact and spaced a card. Inventing Suez here would be a great pull by him. And I just don't think it's feasible. Depending on his action, one in Pakistan to cover the China card and one in Lebanon's not terrible to even up Middle East domination. So let's see where he goes. So he goes to South Korea. I'll tell you what, we are going to put one more in Pakistan and one into Lebanon. I'm going to imply the Middle East is a cause for concern for me. If he now takes Iraq or Saudi, I'll drop Europe scoring. That's a big play. Okay. Good advance by him. I will drop Europe scoring. I'm willing to accept the loss of the Middle East. He does have to space special relationship. I will in turn space Korean War. Both fail. He does blockade me, so he does get D-style back. I'm going to pop one into India to advance. So he's still holding 5-year plan. I get into Pakistani War, which is a bonus for me, and I get Purge. I get Decult, which is a massive bonus. So he pulls Middle Eastern scoring. And duck and cover. And Romanian abdication. I get Truman back. But I've got socialist governments and Suez, which is a bonus. Indo-Pakistani War. So that's my 8. Purge isn't a nasty headline here. I can't do a lot about the Middle East, which he's got, and I'm going to give up. Playing US-Japan doesn't gain domination. So I think I fancy the Purge here. Which gives me 4, 6, 7, 9 clean ops if I play Fidel. Which I may not want to. But what else is my headline? Truman's worthless. Indo-Pakistani War gives me the mill ops later. US-Japan, no, so Purge. Let's purge him. He may well be expecting it. He drops Asia scoring. He knows that's not going to get any better. So we know Middle East is going to score domination. And he's holding duck and cover and 5-year plan, so he's going to need space duck and cover at some point if he wants to 5-year away something nasty, although it's only Europe scoring. Yep, switches to Panama and gets the hit. Well done him. It's fairly straightforward. So I will level up in Saudi to start. I've got to put him under pressure there. And I can race him, or try to race him, in Israel. I need to event Indo-Pakistani war for the Milops. So he's got duck and cover, 5-year plan, NORAD, and Romanian abdication. Since he's purged, he's probably not going to like his chances racing me. Yeah, so he just drops Middle Eastern scoring, which is fine. We'll space decol. It's a shame, doesn't get away. So there's no more space in this turn, which does make eventing. So he does space duck and cover. It makes eventing Fidel more likely. Let's event Indo-Pakistani war, get the Milops. And some VPs to boot. That's a nice bonus. So I have to hope that D-Style doesn't come back to his hand. I may hold Fidel. I might event and repair socialist governments. Event and repair Suez. Fine. Alright, we're going to start by eventing and repairing Suez. I may leave France open, because obviously there's a sassy part of me that wants to event Truman. Although he knows I've got it. So if he does drop France, what I might do is put... Okay, he does. Oh, but he might have Europe scoring. Okay, so I do actually have to repair. Okay, I'll start pushing into Africa. I mean, I have to make him 5-year plan Europe. I can't just give him 5-year plan as 3 free ops. I mean, Asia's scoring has gone. Another consideration is brush war. Let's event and repair socialist governments. I might need to put one in Malaysia here. So we're going to event and repair socialist governments. This has been rather bland. So now, will he 5-year plan Europe scoring, or have I just farted around for nothing? Oh no, he's got NORAD, doesn't he? He hasn't played it. He's got NORAD and 5-year plan. Will he 5-year plan NORAD to get rid of the card, I guess? He's going to play it. Okay. In the end, I'm going to be boring and put one in Malaysia to defend a bit more against brush war. And I haven't pushed into Africa as much as I hoped I had. Kind of made a pig's ear of that. But let's add the mid-war cards. I luckily get an awful lot of cards in my favour. Bear Trap, VOA, Special Relationship and Europe Scoring. Couldn't have got a much better deal, could I? We'll start by Bear Trapping him, I think. Voice of America Surrey. Willie and Europe. And Cuban Missile Crisis, which is a nice few clean ops. I mean, I could Bear Trap him AR7 actually, because Cuban Missile Crisis before Fidel means he can't coup anyway. That's quite attractive. So let's go with Cuban Missile Crisis instead. So he punts me out of the Middle East. So Saudi and Iran are likely to be turfed here. So I'm looking for an AR7 Bear Trap. The only way Cuban Missile Crisis can be more sweet is holding Lone Gunman, but c'est la vie. Also means I didn't get mill ops off. I don't know. I may have just frigged 3 clean ops. But obviously I'm looking to score 7 in Europe this term. So far it's been breaking my way. I mean, I have been lucky to avoid D-Style, D-Col. And not concede domination. I mean, I have been fortunate, no doubt. Yep, fairly standard. He does pick up D-Style. So, straight VOA. He's not going to be happy. That's a real kick in the teeth for him. But he's much better than me, so let's kick his teeth. Right? Okay, so he pushes in another way, understandably. Let's shroud Angola. We'll use Willy Brandt to take the coup off, because obviously he can't coup back. And that way I get my mill ops. That's not much of a give up for him, of course. So the question is whether or not I use Bear Trap. No. Stuff it. We'll use Willy to take the coup. He'll do the Cameroon-Saharan split here, I think. At which point I might just give up on Africa and take my 7 in Europe. Ideally need to do something about the Middle East before OPEC comes out. So here comes the split. Oh no, overprotect. Fine. Let him have that. I'll drop Europe scoring. Okay, so I get to see what we can drop. So definitely Junta to reduce variance. Central America scoring because he's hot. Southeast Asia is a dead action round for both of us. We will bury you. And I'm even going to ditch nuclear test ban. Just going to drop all 5 to reduce variance. So no, we will bury you. No nuclear test ban. No Southeast Asia scoring. No Central America scoring. No Junta. And a MIT has been removed. I'm fine with that. Let's space Korean War. Although there's a risk of one small step. We'll event special relationship first. Too good to pass up. Too sassy. Suez is gone. NATO's in effect. So let's put 2 in Canada to bring NORAD into play. 2VP, too good to pass up there. So only TSDay is getting him into South America now. And I get OAS and Panama Canal return. So I'm sorely hoping that I can get into South America before the scoring card drops. He loses John Paul. He's pushing for a big old OPEC though. I can live with that. So let's space Korean War. Fail. And we'll bear trap him. There's OPEC, as expected. Nice work. So we'll event bear trap. So his headline will be reflective of that fact. I get grain sales, and I try and get Africa scoring off first. So yeah, grain sales is the natural headline here. Always is. Let's see what we can pull. So looking for a big coup on Zaire and then to realign Angola, ideally. He does get Lone Gunman off and he's going to see everything I have. But that's a perfect card to pull. So coup on Zaire. Yeah. So. One in 2 Colombia is not gross for him. Well, unlucky he whiffs on that coup. And he fails on Nixon. Ugh. It's not going well for him, is it? We'll go for all of the realigns here. So gross. Sometimes when it's against you, it's against you. So I'm now going to be able to score Presenceless Africa for 7. That's sick. Oh, poor guy. So now, if he fails again, the game is nearly up. Because I can push for control, which is 11 if he doesn't get a coup off. Poor guy. So that's the game. Luck breaks entirely my way. Okay, feedback welcome. I could certainly find other places to play, but really that's just one where the cards and dice decided everything. Let's keep going then. Let's reset my tracker. So we're going to have a rematch, since that was nice and quick. Here we go. A double header. So I get to play the USA again. I get Asia scoring IPW. So this time 4-4-2 open. Hold NORAD against blockade. Indo-Pakistani War. That should be my 8. Cool. I knew an intervention, yeah. So 4-4-2. Do I purge him to start? Asia scoring's no good if Vietnam Revolts drops, so it's gotta be purge. So sick, but we're gonna do it. He gets to space first this game. Do we threaten the rear line? Maybe not. Maybe we just push into Afghanistan and keep hold of our ops for now. So he drops Middle East scoring early. Do I drop Asia scoring early? Yes. Let's get out of my hand. Don't fight for it. With de Gaulle gone, I can push into France. So what I'm thinking is, here come the coups. It's good, but it's not good enough. I do need to get a coup off to protect. And I also need to actually add to Italy to protect against socialist governments. Okay, well, we'll remove his access at least. So we'll get a coup off, which is a bonus. If he blockades me, I have to space, but he won't have access to Italy with socialist governments. He takes the last coup. Formosa's in play. So we'll use NORAD to have an extra 1 in Italy. And push into Malaysia. And Pakistan? Sure. So I got socialist governments, I get D-style, but I probably have to blockade away D-style because I hold D-col as well. Duck and cover looks quite attractive as a headline. Although if I do containment, I can probably rack up some ops if I give him a coup. So I may have to put D-col and D-style back in the deck, which kind of sucks. Remaining abdication, SOCGov. SL. NATO's not coming into play. So special relationships not enhanced. Duck and cover gives me 3 ops and denies him mill ops. So it's a 5 VP swing there. And I can't get mill ops off if he gets the first coup, so we'll go duck and cover. He hits me with Suez. That's to be anticipated. You may well drop Europe scoring here. Along with the added bonus of booting me out of Israel. Oh, he goes Vietnam revolts. So we'll respond obviously with 3 into Thailand. He's got to use the China card to give it up. You get CIA out nice and early again. Let's put those in his hand. Warsaw, NASA, Marshall, Olympic and 5 here. If I push there, I can move into Venezuela But then I don't cover Europe. If I play here, I can use special relationship to dominate Europe again. I don't know. I feel like it's up to me to advance in the early war areas here. Although pushing into Colombia and taking Venezuela was attractive because I knew I was giving up D-style. But it also gives him, with CIA gone, a really solid coup target. Burma? Oh no. Okay. We'll blockade away D-style. Which is gross, but I know I'm going to be playing all my cards this turn, so it is what it is. I think he's worried I've got Europe scoring, so he's going to keep tapping there, but more fool him. Of course, now you can event Marshall Plan and take Portugal and Turkey for country count. Events NASA, fine. So he knows I don't have Europe scoring now because I'm going to space decol. It fails, that's a bummer. And he'll finish by either spacing Marshall Plan or trying to do damage with it. I suppose it's kind of a tough choice for him, given that it spreads me around Europe before the card's been dropped. He may hope for De Gaulle in the reshuffle. So he's going to use it. Not a bad way of doing business. Okay, so we'll use socialist governments, and we're looking to repair and pop one into Pakistan to level up. And he leaves himself 5-year plan. And now at least NATO comes into play. So we put one into France, one into Pakistan, and we may as well pop one into India to threaten. Oh no, we'll cover De Gaulle a little, because now he needs to event De Gaulle and use a 4-op card to flip France. Might be a bit gun shy there, but Europe scoring hasn't dropped, and I've got it. I can use defectors. Middle East scoring is a bit gross. So the issue, I guess, is that Middle East scoring, if he coups Iran, becomes presenceless. So maybe dropping Middle East scoring is best up front. So he's got US, Japan, and NATO. I've got Eastern European unrest and Arab-Israeli war. And Fidel, and Europe, and UN. He's also got Cambridge 5. Right? So actually defectors is more attractive in case he headlines Cambridge 5, and then I just have to hope. Although hoping he doesn't get a coup off with 2 4-op cards is a little naive. So I can drop Middle East scoring, and he can pop one into West Germany to cause trouble, which isn't a ton of trouble. Or I can headline defectors and run the risk of getting queued out. I'm totally risk averse. And he goes to Gaul. That's a bummer. So he now gets to drop 4 ops into France for domination, to which I must respond. Yeah. Well done him. So we'll go with Eastern European unrest. And we're going to race on country count. Thank goodness for Marshall Plan. Okay. I don't know. I suppose defectors cut the double threat of the reshuffle. But I was kind of gun-shy about Middle East. Good clean out. I think we just give him Europe scoring. But we're going to start by spacing Fidel, which misses. And we're going to finish the round by tapping France. And I may hold defectors. Let's pop 2 into India. Keep the pressure up in Asia. Alright, I'm going to keep you an intervention, I think. We'll drop Europe scoring for the point here. He's going to flip Pakistan. So we're going to give him a 50-50 shot at 2 more VP here, which he gets. Okay, so he goes into mid-wall looking alright. So I've got duck and cover, so missile envy is not unreasonable. I also get Sadat and Indo-Pakistani war for the 50-50. Jean-Paul can frig with Europe. That's not a bad mid-war deal. And liberation goes to space. So I think missile envy is the headline here. No doubt I'll be given arms race. He gets Brezhnev for the round. So now he'll have a range of cards to offer me, because all the 3s become 4s as well. He gives me shuttle dip. And he'll coup on... Oh, bold. So with shuttle diplomacy in play... That gives me domination in Asia, which is going to make him think. We're going to event Indo-Pakistani War before Flower Power, of course. Although I could UN Intervention Flower Power. I'm not going to get much better cards to UN Intervention. Clever work tapping. So we'll overprotect India and push into Japan. That'll leave him with some decisions to make. I'm hoping he just overprotects Pakistan, which I then event the war on. Because he's thinking if he uses the China card, he flips Asia to domination anyway without Taiwan. Okay, so he spaces grain sales away. And gets it off. Let's start by spacing liberation theology. Okay, and I get one off, that's nice. So I'll definitely event Indo-Pakistani War. Event Sadat. Is he going to push into Libya? Good timing. Let's event Indo-Pakistani War. Hooray! He drops South America. Push into Africa. The cosmonauts are doing their job this game. I'm going to event Sadat in advance of Camp David, I hope. And then I'm going to event John Paul, although that is inviting the coup on Angola. But eventing John Paul's a must, especially if I can dodge Warsaw Pact. I never keep track of Comecon. I think he's got Comecon and 5-year plan. I'm sure he's got a 5-year plan. No, he's got Cultural Revolution, so he can't hold Comecon. Or he's played 5-year plan and I don't have a bloody clue, which is also possible. Okay, so let's event John Paul and put him under pressure in Europe. Not a bad hand for me. Colonial Rearguards, Purge. Nuclear subs to open up the area. I get D-Style, I can space OPEC. Hold Quagmire, Che's worthless. Public Governments is a good expansion card. With grain sales and CIA gone, nuclear subs isn't horrible. But I don't have a lot of Africa to open up right now. And if he coups Angola, I can just play Colonial Rearguards. So, shall I purge him again? Why the hell not? Unbelievable. He is running very poor. Make him use a 4-op card here if he wants to pressure Africa. So despite being behind on VP this turn, the double purge has helped me quite a lot. Let's see what Emit throws up. I kind of want Africa scoring in now. Let's get rid of TSDay. Power Land benefits both of us. Should we gamble on Africa scoring? It will take extra work. No, let's ditch Africa scoring. Let's be risk averse. And let's pop, instead of trying for a big realign, let's take Poland. Because that forces him to use Warsaw Pact just to clear me out of Poland. And if I pull it, so much the better. More space. Quagmire. Good, so he now only gets 1 space. I feel like I'm doing this all out of order. So let me know if there's a better way of playing. We'll give him OPEC for 2 VP. He gets to headline peak. That's important for him. Since I might event... Will I event nuclear subs next turn? Ugh. I might not, because I have to hold D-Star. Alright, let's start by realigning Angola and see if I was a complete idiot for ditching Africa scoring. No, I was not. On the face of it. Okay, so he's managed to get rid of Usuri and Nixon and keep Cultural Revolution in the deck. So he's done well getting rid of the China card manipulators. I kind of want to event puppet governments, don't I? But put them in places that are hard to reach for him. keep Israel in the deck as well. I feel like that was suboptimal, but it's happened. Good. Asia scoring's going to score nicely at least. Special relationship with NATO is powerful. Into France.
No.
I get Warsaw Pact, which I can space.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Or try and hold to turn 7 and then space.
Bumped into her into town, but
So.
yeah, only just for a couple of minutes.
Headline. Special relationship?
Probably about an hour ago. Longer?
Yeah, he's headline peaking, isn't he?
Okay, cool.
Have a look at that. So I got Warsaw Pact, U2, Asia Summit, SocGov Alliance, Panama. So he knows France is going to be under pressure. So I want to space D-Style and or Warsaw Pact. D-Style, I guess, which you could then salt. But getting Warsaw Pact out after the reshuffle secures Poland, which is worth extra VPs of adjacency. So that seems like the attractive play in. So event and repair socialist government, score Asia, 8 ops clean, space D-Style, hold the China card, hold Warsaw Pact. And with all the regions but Asia scored, it'll be a development turn. Once he's queued, I can event Panama Canal returned for access. And then there's the possibility I can use ops to event Alliance for Progress, but I don't know. If I event Panama Canal return, then I'll event Alliance for Progress, I'm running out of clean ops. So scoring Asia here puts me in a decent spot. Better than decent. With Shuttle Diplomacy, Afghanistan and Formosa Resolution, that's a solid number of points. So it's unsurprising he goes to Brush War. He fails though, so that's a bonus for me. So he needs to decide, does he get the coup off? He does. Seems like an obvious choice. I'm pressuring France simply on the long game. I.e., Europe control isn't out of the realm of possibility. Goes for airlines. No change. So, we will pop 2 into Chile, 1 into France. We're going to score Asia. Event Panama Canal returned. Use Summit and SocGov. Still space D style. Where's this going? Fine, so he saves a VP. We'll still drop it. He spaces Bear Trap. Gets off on 1. We will space D-style. Because we do want to get to the peak. He's going to salt it. Brilliant. Fair enough. So let's get a coup on. It fails. Oh, that's nice for me. I guess I want to discard them all. I think I might hold Warsaw Pact. I know it sounds stupid, but I might ditch the other two and hold Warsaw Pact. Will there be a reshuffle? I want to hold Warsaw Pact to keep threatening Europe domination. So let's get rid of the other two. At least I finally worked out where Comic-Con is. And of course the irony is then I have to give up the China card. Because We Will Bury You is the DEFCON suicide card. So ditching Warsaw Pact was probably the best move. We've still got Voice of America to come and save me. Indeed so. So let's go for some good old realigns. Let's do one in each for a lark. There's one. And there's the other. I prevent one nation from colonizing. I don't get dealt lone gunman, that's a bonus. So Junta seems like the straightforward headline, although he may drop DEFCON, etc. I get Voice of America, that's a bonus. So let's plug everything in. Camp David, Voice of America, Arms Race, Decal. Colonial Regards and NORAD. Yeah, so I've not been paying as much attention to his hand as possible. I think he's got ABM, Latin American Death Gods, OAS, Containment, possibly, if that hasn't already been triggered. And I got Colonial Rearguards, Junta, and NORAD in the reshuffle. Let's go Junta. I may event Decal at this point to counteract with Colonial Rearguards. Although, there's a risk of time. I don't know. The issue is that I've got Wheelberry, which is a suicide card, and I don't want to event Warsaw Pact. Although I've now taken France, so Warsaw Pact's not as gross as it was. I get a nice old purge. About time he gave back. Okay, let's... Oh, he's got ABM, doesn't he? I don't really want to invite him into Panama. What the hey? Oh, big success. So I guess we're looking at an ABM here, but Venezuela is quite cozy. So space, we will bury you. Although he got dealt lone gunman, which is a bonus for me. Okay, so he's going for influence first. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Voice of America. To take South America. Progress is alright. Is there anything I want to do first? I don't think there is. Let's go with that, because then I can push into Brazil. He gets to look at my hand. So he won't be missile envying me. No more peeking. How is this game going? We're about to enter late war. Can't fight domination in Africa. So let that go. Allow it. Depending on how the scoring cards come out, if he gets... Here comes ABM. Yeah. Okay, fine. We'll play straight back in. Now if he missile envys me, he gets me out of... Poland, but I still have domination. So yeah, it's a scoring card timing thing. If Africa and Middle Eastern war games come out, the game may be his. With Lone Gunman gone, only Ortega is a suicide card, thanks to my weird puppet government's move. So Ortega's a risk, certainly. There is at least no more peeking. The Reformer is a risk as well, because we're going to go into negative VP territory at the end of this round. Unless I start taking coups off. The coup with Warsaw Pact isn't unreasonable then. He drops Middle East scoring. So let's frig with colonial rearguards first. Okay, he takes Warsaw Pact off me. I was just about to coup there anyway, so I guess I'm alright with that. So he'll boot me out of Poland. But I still have domination. I feel like I can live with that. Although, of course, now he's dangerously close to War Games limit, as well as having Aldrich to boot. So let's use Camp David to coup on Sudan and get our Millops. And go into the late war. I get Aldrich, which is a bonus. I can use it to get rid of so defectors looks alright. If I space OPEC, I can try one small stepping him as well. Let's go defectors. This Middle East scoring's gone, yeah. Great! Couldn't have gone better. So, Chernobyl shuttle dip. Independent Reds. Aldrich decoy one small step. And I've just clicked away. Let's just see where that went. All into Japan, so he's leveling up Asia. So we will event shuttle diplomacy. Big coup. We will use Chernobyl to pop 3 in South America. Is this a recent implementation? I mean, keeping shuttle diplomacy here is a good thing, but I don't know if it's a bug. It's so hard to tell with this interesting website. He spaces teardown. He is successful. So I now seek to space OPEC. Please be lucky. I do, so now I can one small step him to get to the 4 VP square. It's all coming up roses. So things are now breaking bad for him. Europe's mine, Asia's shuttle diplomacy, but even in final scoring, Africa's gone. South America is leaning my way. It's starting to get dicey. And I'm expecting, since he took Japan with a China card, that he's holding Asia scoring, although that might just be me getting the wrong tell. But it's now shaping my way in final. I have to get there, no doubt, and Ortega's still a risk. Where did that go? Poland and Israel. Fine. We'll event one small step. He's now unable to discard the whole card, which may play into my hands. I need to get a coup off, so I will coup on Uruguay rather than Africa and hope for a big roll. So holding the China card, my only risk in turns 9 and 10 is Ortega. Here comes AWACS, so Muslim Revolution is not an issue anymore. So he sees the threat. We will instead push into and start a coup counter coup game. Because solidarity works for me. That's a big coup. Holy smoke. Well, I made my bed. I now have to lie in it. And I just make it to bed, if the metaphor works. Asia scoring. Great. I Aldrich away decal. I do get Ortega. That is problematic. But I will use grain sales first. To shorten his hand. Regardless of what comes next, that's the play. So let's plug it in. So I've got Arab Israeli, which is still playable. Did get Ortega, so terrorism's an issue. I'll definitely play the Cambridge 5. And I will coup on Angola. Oh, that's a nice big coup. Panama Reformer North Sea. That's the game. So after scoffing at my 2-1 record against him, it's now 4-1. So at some point he's going to absolutely rake me over the coals. Well, thanks for watching. That's that. It does wonders to my rating. Flatters to deceive. Comments in the thread, please. That game was probably always going my way. Ortega was the last big risk, I guess. And I hope we would have managed it with a China card. Although there's always a turn 10 terrorism. We didn't get that far. So that's the game. Thanks for watching. comment on those both games, and I will see you again tomorrow when I play McKFC in the league. So thanks for watching.